You're our third Pirate Radio guest ever.
Yeah. Third Pirate Radio guest ever. Are we recording?
We're live.
We are live. We're live.
From the Snake Pit, episode 28 of Pirate Radio.
What's going on?
With the Culture Vulture, 1/2 or 1/3. How many of you guys?
So technically, I mean, we have two podcasts, but overall, four or five, just depending on, the month.
Y'all just kind of rotate through?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hell
pretty much. I mean, we have a steady crew for Guard the Culture, which is we do with Fade Masters. We have like our own podcast about everything pop culture, but everybody else just pretty much just rotates.
So
through,
is Ice Spice Drake's baby mama?
Oh, you saw that, huh?
I had heard about that before.
I just posted that, actually. It's crazy. I didn't even do promo for that. That's crazy.
Well, it came up on my timeline, so I was like on YouTube.
Yeah.
I am subscribed.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's looking like it. It's crazy. Have you heard that conspiracy?
What you're talking about? No. I don't.
So, do you know who Ice Spice is?
She's got the worst song of all time.
It's like that Munch song. I don't know if you've heard that.
Is it the chick with the frizzy hair that looks
incredibly sexy?
Yeah.
She's like a redheaded black girl?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She's bad. She's bad.
So there's a conspiracy that she's Drake's baby mama?
Exactly.
But the thing is, she was underage at the time of the...
Oh, shit. That's why.
The conception.
It's wild.
So
like, I don't know if you've seen Drake's kid.
Him
I think that's what's happening. Or supposedly that's the conspiracy, is like he's just basically like pushing her, because I don't know if you know, but I'll just explain it real quick. Basically, she just popped up out of nowhere. She's headlining festivals. She's got like a $2 million deal already, but this was before her biggest song. She has like very, very few things going on, but long story short,
his label?
She's under a label that Drake is associated with.
I give credit where credit is due. Yeah. And her music is shitty. It fucking sucks.
Yeah,
I think I saw a video of her in Houston or Atlanta or somewhere.
She was in Houston when that video popped up. She had to perform the song and
twice. Everybody's just staring at her. Nobody's getting into her shit at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's pretty much like a TikTok song. I mean, if you don't know it, you don't know it. And I really couldn't name anything else. But she looks a lot like Drake's kid, and that's why everyone's like, "Ooh, this is kind of a little weird here."
It's interesting.
That is interesting.
It's wild. That kid has hair like her.
There's a lot of conspiracies around Drake, right? Like him killing people and stuff.
Word. I haven't heard that.
You
shit.
right, kill anything? Yeah, I guess.
Really?
I've heard a little bit of stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't want to speak.
I couldn't tell you.
We could end up dead.
We could end up dead.
No,
yeah.
I've heard some shit like that before. Actually, I just don't. I can't think of.
Yeah, he sends shooters at people.
Word. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. I don't know if y'all I don't know what type of music y'all listen to, but that's everything, the whole thing. Yeah. Like the whole reason YSL is locked up right now. Young Thug,
all the drill music.
Because he's a killer. That's why he's locked up. Dude, damn it, he's a killer.
By honestly,
fuck you guys, he's a killer.
I'm against the violence and I'm against the promotion of violence, but I'm also fascinated by these drill rappers who are real fucking gangsters. That shit's crazy.
I honestly, I respect it. If I'm being completely honest with you. And I disagree with Roy. I really don't care. In terms of I don't really want to get into politics, but in terms of social justice, I think it's important to speak against it. But personally, I'm like this. I just see, government and minorities trying to make their way up, and like I said, you can't really, if you can't prove it, that's why they're claiming RICO.
Do you not hear that fucking voicemail of him saying, "Why didn't y'all kill them? You guys are getting soft." Jeffrey is a killer, man.
I mean,
gun is free.
He talks about it. He's got to back it up.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
This younger generation respects that a lot more because rap is a lot of cap.
In some situations, it's hard for me to separate the artist from the art.
I can't.
But I do it a lot, so I will do it with this. Young Thug is really good. He used to be one of my favorites.
He's a great artist.
I have fallen down this rabbit hole of Charleston White, who talks shit about rappers all the time. So I've had this nasty taste in my mouth for rappers. So I haven't been listening to rap.
That's the dude that's always calling the laws.
That's my guy. Hey,
Charleston White.
The 806ers from Dallas, and he told me that he has those guys' contact information. He might be bringing them to Lubbock maybe one day. But that being said, so I have had a bad taste in my mouth for rappers. But I do like old Young Thug. I love Slime
old
Season 3.
Thug.
Slime Season 3, one of the greatest shit ever. I think it's one of the greatest.
I had never fucked with it.
Hell no.
Unless they feature.
He's a killer.
Yeah, you like him?
You really like him like that?
I used to like him, but he's a killer now.
What about the Chicago shit? You ever listen to any of the Chicago?
You know what's crazy though, and you're gonna hate me for saying this. I fucking can't stand Lil Durk.
You don't like Lil Durk?
I don't like him. Like, I don't know. I mean, first of all, I don't like the music. If I'm being honest with you, but I don't even think it's that. I just like, I don't know. You know, you just get those people you just don't like. Like, that's just how Lil Durk is for me. And I just don't think he like. And then I hate all the people that are like, oh, slide for Vaughn. I'm like, he's a fucking successful millionaire. Why the fuck would he do some dumb shit like that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you're like Lil Durk, so I don't know if you know, but King Von, which is the guy he was
killer.
Yeah,
another killer who got killed.
Well, he was actually
I'm familiar because of Charles White. I'm
he's
familiar
the grandson of like the Gangster Disciples.
Have you guys heard that? Speaking of conspiracy, about those guys in their in their affiliation with like demons. And like the demonic shit that
no, I haven't.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past anything. I mean, I'm deep down the rabbit hole, so I mean,
there's a really good King Von song that I really like.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna promote it, but I'll listen to it. It's pretty good.
I'm not gonna promote it.
No, their shit's good.
I don't
though.
like King Von
and there's
either.
a reason it's good because they.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really fuck with it. I like Kodak.
I love Kodak. Love Kodak.
Well, there's a reason they're so goddamn good because they're not lying. They're telling the truth about the shit they go through.
Yeah,
that's why it's so goddamn good.
I was actually I went down a rabbit hole one time watching documentaries about the gangs and like the rival gangs that live on, I don't know what street it is, like 63rd or some shit.
Bitch, I'm
there in Chicago. So these motherfuckers be shooting it out though, really.
No,
they'll shoot cops,
really,
right?
Shoot
anything, man.
Shoot everybody.
Shoot whatever. So I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I saw the other day. Do you know who Andrew Callahan is? He's the guy who does Channel 5, or like All Gas No Breaks.
Oh,
if
he
you've
was
seen
on
that.
Theo Von's podcast.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched it. I watched the whole thing.
I was listening to a little bit of it.
Anyway, so long story short, and I don't know, are you a fan of Adam 22?
No.
Okay. So he was calling him out, and along with like a lot of other rappers, podcasters and YouTubers who talk about this shit, because he was saying that like the minute we start like dissecting like beef within like gangs and like really getting into it, exposing that shit, it only feeds the music, which in turn feeds the violence. So he was basically like calling Adam out, and he was like basically saying like, you're exploiting these people, like these people are dying,
like
and you're profiting off of it.
You know,
I'm jealous, but you know, whatever.
I was thinking about that too.
What is it? What'd you say?
Adam 22, you know him? No Jumper?
I don't know.
Him and his
Should I know him?
Well, he does interview a lot of like rappers and all these people.
Is he the white guy with all the tattoos?
Yes.
Yeah, and him and his wife do a podcast now where they talk to the girl and then they fuck her afterwards.
What? What is that called?
His wife's a porn star.
The Plug Show?
She's a pretty big one. Yeah, Plug Talk.
Plug Talk.
That's crazy.
So he's like fucking every goddamn famous internet porn star or OnlyFans lady. Him and his wife fuck him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I told him I'm jealous.
He's a nasty son of a bitch.
I mean, that's creative.
It's pretty good.
Give him
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I give it to him.
I can't be mad.
Nobody
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Nobody else can do that now because he's
Exactly.
the one that's done it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's kind of closed that lane off, and I'll
He's
say
kinda dumb though. I don't like him.
I don't like his takes at all. I mean, I don't like what he said about Kanye, but I mean, not this recent shit, but I don't know. I just remember like a few years ago, he was opening his mouth. It was around like when Kanye put the MAGA hat on, and he like said some shit, and I was like, bro, you're not even from the culture. Like, you just like a little guest, and you want to talk on the culture. You know what I mean? I don't know. We don't have to talk about the Kanye shit if you don't want to, but
I'm gonna do a separate podcast.
Did you listen to the Lex Friedman podcast?
Of course, that was one of my favorite podcasts I've ever listened to in my whole life. I think it was super raw.
Please let me be there when you do the separate podcast.
Oh, my Snakecast?
Look, this is the only time I'm gonna invite myself because I really want to argue this shit with somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to argue? I don't really have much to argue about. We can talk about it.
But I want to know, not necessarily argue. I want to know your take before I even say that.
Like on...
Are you in support or are you against what he was saying? I mean, obviously, there's a very thin line.
I am in support of speaking freely on an open platform.
I agree.
I'll say that.
I agree.
What he said about... It's crazy because he makes some good points, and then he'll say George Floyd was killed by... fentanyl, and then he'll say the Jews own the media. And
well, that's true. The Jews do own the
Lex
media.
Friedman.
We got to be careful.
It's
about
what
that,
Lex
though.
Friedman said that he should have done.
Yeah, we got to be careful because the Jews do own the media. That's why we got to be careful.
Lex Friedman.
ironic.
What did you listen to that one? Lex Friedman. Kanye?
I heard the bits and pieces.
He called Kanye out and he told him, Kanye, you need to call out people individually. Don't group everybody. So like Kanye should have been like, this guy fucked me over.
I like what
he shouldn't have said. No, all the Jews fucked me over. No, these guys who fucked you over happen to be Jewish.
I agree.
Those are the guys that fucked.
That's what Andrew Callahan was trying to point out. He was like, well, you know, Kanye has a point, but the thing is
he does
that,
have a point. It's crazy.
Yeah, he has a point for sure. But he was just saying that like he thinks that, you know, it's kind of bad to group like Jewish people as this group who help each other out. He was like, then you fall down like this deeper rabbit hole that just really doesn't need to be gone down just because of the history. And the thing is that he was like, you know, it's okay to say that this person, and this person are fucking me over, but they're capitalists at the end of the day. So it's not, they don't hold any like loyalty towards each other. It's just more about how can I get on top.
So Andrew Schultz has been breaking it down too. And they were saying, well, that may be true and you may be pissed off at that, but you're fucking over Big Sean, all the guys in his record label. He owes them all money. He's doing the same thing that's happened to him. You can just break down every goddamn thing about this situation. But I for a while, like, because everybody's talking about it. So for a while, I was like, who cares what people say? Like, who gives a fuck? You can say what you want. But then I had to have it broken down for me. Like Trump, Kanye, and Rogan, what they say, people are gonna fucking do. Like the whole country's gonna do what these guys say, you know? So it does kind of matter what they're saying. So that's like, and I'm like, damn, that influence is real. They influence, they're way more influential than the president, than the media, the JM media, as they're calling it right now. Everything. So it's like
the JM.
Yeah, that's what he said. The JM media.
He keeps calling it the JM. Yeah.
What the JM? My fault. Just the JM.
Jewish media.
Jewish media. Okay. The JM.
So I'm like, fuck. And that's kind of what I want to be, you know. So I'm like, fuck. I guess it does matter what you fucking say sometimes.
So, I mean, kind of on topic, similar topic. What's up with all the Israel fucking all our ties to Israel? Like, why do all the presidents, the United States presidents?
It all starts from like World War II. I don't quite understand it. I don't want to get it wrong,
though, right?
But I think we drew a map and said, here's where the Jews can live after World War II,
right?
And there so happened to be where other people were living, and it just caused. But everything that's happened.
I guess what I'm saying is, why is it in our interest as the United States, I guess,
probably strategic, to be military reasons?
Most definitely. I mean, like
Middle East, just like a spot in the Middle East.
If you look through like U.S. history, I mean, you're gonna see that no matter what country is trying to resolve issues, the U.S. puts their foot in it, like in their business, no matter what.
Also, it's like
it's all capitalism.
They buy a lot of weapons from us.
That's what it is.
It all. I mean,
that makes sense.
To suppress the Palestinians. It's my understanding. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
The entire like Iraq war, we were supplying their weapons.
Okay, guess what's happening right now? The goddamn Ukrainians for us to be annihilated by nukes.
Have you heard the shit that's like Putin doesn't really want to even like be over there, but like the U.S. is like putting him in this position where he has no choice?
I've heard it go back and forth. Like you can understand why. He doesn't want us there.
It's kind of like if they invaded Mexico. Yeah.
It's like if they made a deal with Mexico. Mexico put Russian nukes right at the border. It would be very alarming, very quick. So I mean, you get why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
But, God damn, I never even heard that. I've never heard it put that way. But
it's right there.
It's pretty funny.
That's why they don't want him to join NATO. And
I mean, I can kind of understand, but I mean, it's pretty sad what's happening.
Gosh damn, it's crazy.
It's getting to this point where it's like, they need to. Just give him kind of what he wants. I'm not a Putin sympathist. Just kind of give him what he wants because I don't want to go to nuclear war with the fucking country that has more nukes than us.
Yeah. I saw the other day, and I don't know, y'all can fact check me. I saw the other day it was like the U.S. was officially bumped down to the number the third spot of like the highest ranking military or whatever.
Who fucking said that bullshit?
It was some article, man. I gotta pull it up. I gotta pull it up.
I know. I heard that.
Look how many.
You heard that too?
Yeah, I thought it was bullshit.
Look it up. How many aircraft carriers we have compared to the rest of the world, and then you can tell me.
So the idea is that like the article was basically saying that it doesn't necessarily matter who has more nukes. It's about like how strong and how like strategic these militaries are.
Not really. Because look at the Russian people; they're losing on the ground. That's why Russia's nuking, not missiling everything now because their soldiers are losing on the ground.
Yeah.
But granted, we are filled with a bunch of fat, lazy people that don't even want to fight, which I get. Why would you want to go fucking die somewhere else? I get that, but like, who's fucking writing this goddamn list?
You're saying this country?
We're the mightiest military of all time.
Not even close, yeah.
It's not even close.
Anything other than that is just like Chinese operatives or like
the only reason that
bullshit in the media
that there anybody stands a chance is because of nukes. Like if there was no such thing as nuke, we could probably have conquered the whole world by now.
It makes you wonder if we already have, or I don't know. It's like, who is in charge of the United States? In reality, Saudi Arabia? Who's
the banker of the backer?
Right.
Yeah, it's probably like Saudis and other
Jews. I'm just kidding.
They're in the media.
Why is everybody get so sensitive when you say Jews?
So I thought the same thing. I keep fucking this up, man.
I just,
Anyway.
I thought of a Jewish joke on my way here. It's probably not a good one, though.
Now's not a time to be talking about them.
Okay, sorry.
But anyway, no, I mean, I think the reason everyone's like treading so lightly is because like a lot of people, and especially Andrew Schultz, he brought up the point that was like, we understand that even if you are somewhat right, at the end of the day, Jewish people as a whole are not like in control of everything. So it's like there's obviously like poor people that are Jewish. There's obviously like minority people that are Jewish. So it's like when we bring up these like topics, it's the same way that like Hitler brought up topics in
it
Nazi
is the same
Germany.
Rhetoric.
It's the same type of rhetoric. So they're saying that's dangerous for us to do.
Literally right after after Schultz dropped that episode and talking like saying this is what's going to happen, neo-Nazis started showing up on the fucking freeway saying like supporting Kanye. Like it was like they called it. And it's like, that's why it's bad, because people are just looking for a reason to be like, yep.
Exactly. But isn't it a little weird how like neo-Nazis are supporting Kanye?
It's ironic. It's a sign of the times.
And it kind of sucks, because that's what Schultz was talking about. Like, poor people more than anything are affected by it. So when you lose your house and your job and and you go to the bank and the bank just so happens to be ran by a Jewish man, you're like, something's up. What the hell? So you're always looking to point fingers, and now Kanye's giving them here it is. They did it to me. So
shit,
it's a very bad thing.
He has been crucified by the media.
He should have been, not the way.
Are you a Kanye fan?
I'm a pretty big Kanye fan.
You a Kanye fan? You're not a Kanye fan, right?
I never really listened to his music, but up until this, I was a very big fan of him being just free and open, like being Kanye,
just being himself.
But this is what happens when you give that a man like him the ability to say what he wants. You're gonna get.
Are you a Kanye fan?
So it's interesting because, yes, I am. Kanye's music came out whenever I was like a senior in high school, and I loved it, like fucking all the best shit. And then I went through the whole like media bullshit of kind of skewing my opinion on him. You know what I mean? Whenever the Taylor Swift stuff happened, and then it's hard not to be influenced by everybody talking all this shit. No, I'm just saying, I didn't see what happened. It's just like everybi's talking shit. Literally everybody.
Media was more centralized
hating
at that
on
point
Kanye.
too.
And so I was just kind of like, you catch these little clips and these little sound bites, and a lot of times they're taken out of context, whatever the fuck, right? But my opinion on him became like, man, the dude's kind of losing his shit. And then I saw that documentary recently, and then I was like, oh shit. And it's undeniable. Like, he's such an inspiration, and what he's done
genius.
Is so incredible that if you're not a Kanye fan, then you're just a sheep who's following what everybody else is saying at this point. You get what I'm saying? Because
I've seen a lot of that now, of people just following this. He's fuck him and blah.
Well, yeah, it's hard not to. Everybody wants to fall into the popular opinion.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the same reason they got Andrew Tate off fucking everything.
Yeah,
they did worse than them.
Oh yeah, I mean, they took his money.
That's was also one of the things that I'm gonna be honest, I didn't agree with. I don't think deplatforming him was.
I just thought it was funny because it was all. He was joking the whole time.
Yeah, no woman has come.
He was playing a character, but you know, if you look deeper and you look into what he was saying and the reason why he got deplatformed, he was speaking out against the Matrix. He was speaking out against the government. The thing is, it wasn't all the chauvinistic bullshit Andrew Tate was spouting off. He was speaking out against the Matrix. He was speaking out against like the monetary system and how basically men are being forced to be submissive, and like you're getting shamed for being masculine.
So what do y'all think about all that? I guess I kind of want to like just get y'all's opinion.
We think it's a Chinese psyop.
It's definitely them in Russia, probably.
Yeah. It's a psyop against the United States. It's how you take down the most powerful country in the world.
Because you can't come in here and kill us all.
It takes generations.
And I can see that, but
that's one thing about them though, is they play the long game.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're like, well, wait,
100
years before you guys are.
It's chess, not checkers. That's the thing.
And they planted those seeds like in the 70s. So the things that we're seeing now is like, oh, you.
And you know what backs that up is all the bots and all the shit causing, like, was it like the Westboro Baptist Church? Remember Joe Rogan had a episode where he was talking a lot about.
Oh, they like were promoting some. Yeah.
Well, like they'll set up, these Chinese operatives will set up protesters. And they'll do it online. They'll set up.
That was Russian. That was Russian.
Okay, Russian. Yeah,
well,
same thing.
So we don't get.
Was this during like the?
So we don't get
during the elections. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we don't.
But
get
it's happening all the time. I mean, fucking.
I just think it's a weird time because people don't want to listen, and sometimes people don't want to hear that's what Tim Dillon was saying. People are going off feelings. Mm-hmm. When some things are like, you gotta go by fact, and the things about, there's some factual shit about Andrew Tate and Kanye. Granted, they're both insane, antagonistic people.
Narcissistic.
Yes, that too. But there's some truth behind, like you're saying, what the attack on the man, like masculinity in America is actually happening before our eyes. It's like, that's when that word came up, toxic masculinity. I mean, it's kind of a new thing. Like, you can't even like talk about.
I don't know.
Shit.
It's kind of a pendulum.
If I'm gonna be honest, I think the shit's corny as fuck. Yeah. Like, here's why. I'm with it 100%.
Tate, when it's Tate, it's corny.
I don't even feel like it's Tate anymore. I feel like it's just become this whole like subculture within social media that's like, oh, are you like working out? Are you ignoring jerking off? Are you like, you know what I'm saying? Just like this whole fucking...
I'll say this though, good things come from those things.
Yes, and I'm not negating that at all. I'm just saying it almost is like proving, it almost feels like it's proving the point of the opposition, because it's like, I don't know if you felt like it, you know, and a lot of people are, what do? They scream like incel, or they just like super left media is going to scream, oh, well, these are fucking dumbass people that are doing this, and this. But it almost proves their point, just like to an extent of how much I see it like on TikTok, how much I see it on Instagram. It's almost like this whole fucking thing. It's like, I don't know. It's just gotten to the point where it's just become corny, and it's to the point where we're even seeing like bots are promoting this shit. So it's like, I don't know. It just feels like it's all smoke and mirrors. It doesn't feel like it's left or right. It just feels like it's just all bullshit.
That's why you got to pull the Tate move and break from the Matrix, man.
Yeah. It almost feels like it's become part of the Matrix, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I've been trying to free myself from those shackles, but I feel like the only way to do that though is to get off social media.
I had that conversation with my girl the other day. I was like, I kind of want to just go ahead and like delete all this shit, but at the end of the day, like, I have a podcast to run, so I have to be on it.
That's exactly
you know
where
what
I'm at.
It's double-edged sword for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot.
There is a lot of, if you just do some digging though, there is a lot of things that you're like, there's somebody pulling.
Oh yeah.
Like, even like, I saw this thing about fentanyl, how they're like starting to put it. It almost seems like a deliberate attack on the youth, or the people who, the deliberate attack on American consumers, because they're hiding it in these ecstasy pills now that has never happened before, or something like these.
Well, I mean,
everything is an attack now on the people.
It's drug dealing 101. It's drug dealing 101.
I don't do drugs, so I don't know.
It's like this. You're not gonna put some shit in something if you know you have a consistent consumer, right?
Oh, I get what you're saying now. Yes.
So why would they start doing it now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all.
I'm conspiracy theorist all the way.
It's well, you know, it is also a fact that there are factories in Mexico making the shit backed by the Chinese.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you really follow, like, you can look into the shit. I've looked into it.
Yeah.
There's a trail there. It's the Chinese.
It's all to the Chinese and the Russians.
Yeah.
Who are probably in cahoots with each other.
Dude, we're American as fuck, dude. Look at us.
There's an attack on
blaming
us.
the commies for everything.
That's also what I was going to bring up too, like because I was listening
Seriously,
to
though,
Shane Gillis.
They get their chemicals to make the fentanyl from China.
Yeah.
But do you think this
They
is
ship
okay?
it over there.
Let's just. I'm just gonna follow your belief system for a second.
Okay.
If you think that it's another country doing this to us,
Yeah.
you don't think. So you're telling me you don't think that America knows, or the American government knows about this shit and isn't some way profiting off of it in the
Yeah,
same
because
sense?
they're being bought and
Yeah,
sold
absolutely.
by Chinese billionaires.
So
Everybody's
I'm not
under-
saying that I'm not defending the American government.
Okay.
I don't
I'm just
even
making sure. I'm
believe
just
it.
making sure.
Oh yeah, I don't even
Fuck the
believe in it.
American government. I'm an anarchist.
Oh really?
Through and
I'm
through,
getting.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty close to that too, because
Yeah.
everybody up there doesn't give a shit.
That's what I was
about
saying
us.
earlier. Like, who's really running America? The Saudi Arabians? Like, who's doing it? But I mean, okay, based on what we were raised on, right? What we were taught to believe what America is. What is that? The land of the free, the
Yeah.
home of the fucking brave, dude.
Yeah.
And so, how many of us have that in our mind? How many of us are like, well, Isaiah, well, of course, the president of the United States runs America. What are you talking about? You fucking crazy hippie? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, if the whole saying of like, if we got invaded by land, there would be a gun behind every blade of grass, right? Because the right
That's
to
a
bear
Chinese
arms.
proverb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So well, my point is, that's what they're trying to take out. They're not trying to like, who knows? The American government could be already being run by China.
They are.
But I'm talking about the population of America. Proud American people who were raised to believe that this is the land of the free and we need to defend it. That's who they're attacking.
See, I haven't even thought about it from that perspective. I've always just thought about it as like, let's just say that, this is the plan. That everything you're saying is completely right. That it is Chinese government, it is Russian government. At the end of the day, I'm like, I don't even give a fuck what's happening over there, because it's like, it's so in our face how the American government is like fucking us over. And it's like how it's such a like, divide and conquer sort of tactic in terms of like, oh, let's push transgenders want to go in the bathroom with you versus let's push, they push that shit to the right and then they push to the left. The George Floyd shit or whatever, and I'm not trying to say that those are equivalent to the same thing. I'm just saying that like, it's very
just the
much like,
media-
how
it's
can we
just the
make them
media-
fight?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
The media does a good job dividing us.
Oh yeah,
Because that's what sells, and that's what people consume. Like that's what gets people's blood pumping. That's all bullshit completely.
oh yeah.
No, I'm pretty. I've said it on the pod. I'm pretty libertarian.
I am too.
I don't believe the government should exist. It's already, they buy and sell us every day, and it's very disappointing, because I do want to believe that the government is for the people, by the people, but it's not. That's not the case. And that's why I do think they are attacking these people, because they are more influential than the government. That's why these guys are getting erased.
Did you
and
see
it's
where
very scary?
The
Very
DEA
scary.
admitted that the whole war on drugs was a war against minorities.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So fuck the government for sure. Like, it's crazy. The prison
sucks.
industrial complex.
Oh, have you seen I believe it's called 13th. It's on Netflix. Check that documentary,
documentary?
out. It's crazy.
I
It's
love
just
the
talking about
docs.
the prison industrial complex, and it's
Yeah.
basically like how it started from slavery and how it's pretty much still slavery.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
it's just in our face,
Well, it's not. They say it right out. You're a ward of the state.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
Your rights are taken from you once. Granted, there's some people wrongly incarcerated, and we need to fix that. But if you're there for something you fucking did, then I don't see a problem with that.
Right.
Dude, they
You
just
know?
exonerated all felonies, or they're starting. They said they were going to.
They haven't released anybody.
They haven't
from
done
that.
shit, have they?
No, that was a political move, my friend.
It
Also, they
was.
put
I bid for it too.
I know this doesn't really affect y'all, but they put my student loans on pause, man. They said they were going to get rid of the 20,000. I signed up for it and everything, and now they're saying no, we're actually going to review it if we're even going to do that.
Yeah, I have student
It's
loans.
fucking- oh, you do?
But I'm waiting. That's because it's like a beta period. So I'm like, nah, I'll just wait.
I say keep waiting, keep
I'm gonna
fucking
wait
waiting,
'cause
man.
I'm like-
I know people that graduated, they're not paying a dime right now.
I haven't. No, it starts back up in January.
Oh, really?
Luckily.
Yeah, my wife got a
Yeah.
master's degree recently, so it does affect me too.
Really?
Yeah, and
But that's why I was like,
but they're all. You're saying they're full of shit though. They're not going to do anything. Basically,
I think they might. I think
Maybe.
that it was a move. Like that's what I've said too. Like if you want to become president, you should run on that. Like federally legalize marijuana.
Yeah, and that's what they did.
And cancel student debt. They haven't federally legalized it.
No, I'm saying that's what they said they were going to do, but they never did it.
And cancel student debt and give people health care. If you can do those three things, then if you're going to go off to war and kill people, we might not give a fuck after that, because those are three. And we have the money. That was another disappointing, very, very disappointing thing is like we have.
Well, I mean, you look at other countries and you see like they have, legalized all different types of substances. Look at like Germany, for example. There they have the autobahns where there's no speed limit on the highways and they have way less accidents than us. Yeah. So there's a bunch of different signs that like these would work differently.
There's not that many compared to the whole America. There's not. It's a smaller number of people in Germany.
No, most definitely, but it gives us.
But I do believe we should not have a fucking speed limit. That's
between here and Dallas.
Anywhere.
Well, I wasn't necessarily trying to focus on the speed limit. I was just more saying it's like
here's my libertarian beliefs again. Get rid of all the goddamn speed limits because it's fucking ridiculous. If you can't drive responsibly, you shouldn't be fucking driving.
Well, I had a friend tell me one time. He was like, some people are just so dumb that they kind of need the government to.
People want to be ruled.
Push them in like this lane. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's
hell yeah.
So there's obviously people like us that like are free thinkers that have like an idea of this is this, but then there's some people that don't even fucking think for 2 seconds of like what's going on in front of them, or they're just walking about their day. So
that raises the point. Like, makes sense why these rules exist.
Exactly.
Because these fucking idiots.
And that's what I pretend to be, though, to be real with you. Because, to be honest, talking about all the problems that exist in the world, like, I hate it. And I hate that that's what I keep bringing up.
I love it.
That's what I keep doing.
I love talking about it.
It's hard not to, especially like in this setting. But I mean in general, though, like in everyday life, I would never bring this shit up to you guys.
Oh.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, most definitely.
That's the whole point of this.
Most definitely.
My head's in the clouds. It's all good vibes. Like, fuck it. It's a party. That's generally how I try to carry myself. But in reality,
that's how I am.
Shit's heavy though. Huh?
No, most definitely.
When you start thinking about it.
I mean, I've gone through periods where like I went from like super far left justice warrior to like finally making like a little bit of money, like to just super far right, like conservative fiscal beliefs, if you want to make it that. But and now I'm just like neither one of those have got me anywhere, so I'm just I'm riding the fence, Yeah. But
it's good to stay in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, today where I was working, they had the radio station on the guy who replaced Rush Limbaugh. I don't know, it's like some fucking far right AM station, dude. I had to hear that shit all day, dude. And the thing is, they make good points, bro. They're talking about how like all these damn Democrats and liberals want to teach your kid critical race theory, and they want them to share bathrooms and shit. And they want them to pick their gender and all this bullshit. It's like, who gives a fuck about all that? And like he was saying, I don't even think, like, that's the kind of shit that I find really corny. I don't think that people actually give a fuck. I don't think there's that many people that actually give a fuck. But they say that to rile up the far right, all those fucking old fucking.
Oh yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying.
All
yeah,
my
I was a
homies.
little confused what you were saying, but yeah, 100%.
All my friends.
It's also I don't know if you've seen, and it affects me personally because I have a lot of gay friends. But the thing is like, you ever seen when they're like, oh, well, they want to add pedophilia to the LGBTQ movement, and it's like nobody feels like that. No. It's just they're just trying to rile up the right wing people. You know what I mean?
Hearing that shit, dude, and then there's
you're telling me that this whole minor attracted person thing isn't a movement to get that in there?
No, it's not.
Hold on, what's that?
I just hear it was a goof like there. There is a small percentage of people that want to be like.
How many people feel like that?
That want to like, hey, we're not pedophiles, we're minor attracted persons.
Oh shit!
Accept us as a movement for that. Accept us in the society.
But it's got to be like what, 3 people?
It's funny. You know what I mean? It's funny. You're a pedophile, you piece of shit. You're not a minor attracted person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I did watch a documentary one time though about an ethical pedophile. That was a wild documentary, man.
What?
It was.
I don't want to hear it.
It was a man who said, "I'm attracted to children, but I know it's bad, so I don't do anything."
It's like, okay, well, here's a gun.
He's like, I live like this, and because I mean, there is an
That's
argument.
the same Jeffrey Dahmer argument.
Yep,
When he was like,
well-
I tried to control it, you know.
He's like,
Oh, dude, I need to finish watching that.
that was a wild
I haven't
documentary.
finished it either. It's heavy, man.
It
I can't
is.
watch
It's
it.
heavy.
It's like, okay, don't want to watch this shit right before I go to sleep.
Right,
what the
right.
fuck, dude?
That's what I'm saying. And how much of that affects your psyche? You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like-
You want to eat people now? Or what?
Exactly.
Have you ever fucked with psychedelics at all? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I'd say I'm a heavy psychedelic user.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the reason why I bring this up is because, like you said, how much does it affect your psyche? And for me, that's when I notice it the most because whether it's like bullshit cartoons or like evil, scary bullshit, when I'm tripping, at the end of my trip when I'm exhausted trying to go to sleep, sometimes my mind will go to a dark place and it'll
It's
be
crazy that you mentioned that because the other day I think I was like having not really necessarily a bad trip, but I had a little bit of anxiety. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna put something funny on, right? And I put on like the roast of Comedy Central or whatever the fuck. And I just like, it was funny for sure, but like the more I was watching it, I was like, how much of this is actually like indoctrinating the things I'm thinking about like day to day?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
subconsciously.
Exactly. So like it's
Yeah.
like this shit really is like when you're scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Instagram, whatever the fuck you're consuming, Netflix.
It's affecting you.
It's affecting you for
Andrew
sure.
Tate.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my whole
What's up?
point.
No, I said Andrew Tate,
Oh yeah, that too.
Charleston White.
Yeah, what does
Yeah.
Charleston say?
That's my
up with
boy,
you, man?
That's my
Yeah, I
boy,
wanna-
man.
I wanna know this
That's my
obsession.
guy. He's from Dallas, man. He's
He talks about the rappers.
okay.
in their cat.
He is a. You know what's interesting, and I if this is wrong, please correct me. So meeting Prev last night and talking to him, I'm like, there is a swagger to black men from Dallas that I've never really encountered before.
Confidence.
Can you say that? Like, there's
Yeah, I can say it, I can say
the
it.
black men from Dallas have a swagger that I am attracted to, and Charleston White is one of those guys. He's from Dallas, so I was like, damn, that's why I like these two guys. He's this Dallas black guy, the same, and then if you strip that away and then you strip the New Jersey thug from Joey Diaz, they're the same person.
Oh, okay.
Their message is very clear, like, fuck what everybody says, fuck what's happened in your life. You have the power to fix what you need to fix, and you have the power to believe I can get out of this. I can better myself. Those guys are just trying to bring you down. Fuck them guys. And that's Charleston White. He's like, fuck the rap. He's trying to like put rappers in jail. That's his whole moniker. Like, he's like, every time he puts somebody in jail, he puts it on live. He's like, I got another one. But the message is
Hold on.
Nah, see,
He puts them in jail. How? Like
because they're idiots.
he's snitching on them.
Hold on, because they're idiots and they're felons, waving guns and making threats to Charleston White, and Charleston White records it and is like, sends it to the cops.
okay,
like,
so he only does it if they're like threatening
if they're
him.
when they threaten
Okay,
him,
I guess that's
but they're felons. They're dumbass felons who are like fresh out of jail.
How's he still alive, man?
That's also one of the things I liked about him, because he was like, I know what I do. If I die, fuck it. I know I'm gonna die from these, because he's like, I challenge murderers and rappers. If I die, fuck it. So I'm like, damn, I like these guys. I really like Charleston White,
I don't know,
man.
man. I don't fuck with nobody.
I've had
I don't know about
I've
that,
had a few.
man.
I've had a little bit of drink, so I'm sorry that I'm not making clear sense.
No,
but
you are. No, I get what you're saying.
they're
It's just
snitching on
funny,
themselves,
dude.
first of all.
Yes.
They're snitching on
But
themselves.
he is definitely perpetuating.
It's
like,
so funny because they're egging it on, like,
Is he monetizing
it's not,
his shit?
but he
though?
also
Is he making money off
He's
of
he's rich as fuck.
Okay, that's the whole thing.
He's
But
not,
that's a problem.
But also, he said this. He's like, it's not snitching, because snitching would be like you and I getting in trouble, and you have drugs, and then I'm like, hey, he's got the drugs, arrest him. That's what he's like. No,
Yeah, for
he's
sure,
not
for
really
sure.
snitching. He's just like, hey, these guys are fucking gang
to
members,
kill
gang members with guns threatening me. Look what they're doing. And the FBI's like, we know. We're just looking for a reason to arrest them. We got them. And I guess that's only my whole
I just
point.
had to say my
to-
spill on that because I agree with you because I had to make that choice for myself.
Yeah, and I even face that choice. Like, what kind of man do I want to be?
Yeah.
Who do I want to be for the youth? Because they're listening.
Damn.
And I'm just like, and I have to take that into consideration. There's some kids who grow up, maybe a lot actually, that don't grow up with good guidance or no guidance, and I'm like,
For sure.
they're gonna be listening. So
I say crazy shit, my bad.
we gotta
I'm all
be.
feeling guilty over here.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
you got
that,
me thinking about all the shit.
no, that was my whole point. Because I don't want people coming at me like, yeah, I didn't live that life. But I understand it exists, and I understand but I also still believe
You
that.
privileged ass motherfucker.
I did. I had a very privileged life, and I've always still believed that it's a choice. Because there's a quote that I kind of live by, and I remember reading it. It was two kids grew up under the same roof, and their dad was an alcoholic, and one grew up very successful, and the other grew up an alcoholic. And they asked each kid, "Why? How did you become successful?" And he's like, "Because my dad was an alcoholic." And they asked the other kid, How'd you become an alcoholic? And he said, because my dad was an alcoholic.
Amen.
And, you know, that's why I'm like, it's a choice.
Yeah.
You can choose, and I think it's our choice.
It's a hard argument.
It is a very hard choice.
Yeah.
And it's a very hard argument, and it's reality.
Especially if you're a crack baby, you just need crack as soon as you're born.
There's a lot of, like I said, like I threw that Ukraine argument out. You can throw arguments out at me. So I'm trying to be a good man for the youth, please.
It's cool that you brought up privilege, though, because I thought about this the other day. It was like, any art form, at the end of the day, it's a privilege to be be able to do that art.
It's a privilege to talk about this.
Yeah.
Exactly. At the end, because this is an art form. At the end of the day, we really have to craft the way we do conversation. And at the end of the day, who else do I know that looks like me has the time? And I keep saying that, but who has the time to put aside in their day to be able to come on this mic and talk about the shit that we're talking about?
For sure.
And a lot of people are just trying to chase a dime. So it's we really got to be appreciative of the spot that we're in. So at the end of the day, this is a privilege, and that's all I'm gonna say about it.
We're all privileged for sure. I agree with you. Even just to have the mental health to get on here and be comfortable and share whatever your truth is or not, or even just the bullshit, even just to put on a show. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It feels good, and we've talked about this before. It's a privilege. God bless America.
It is an honor, and it's a privilege.
God bless America. God bless Texas. God bless Rattlesnake Roy.
God bless all y'all motherfuckers. What are we at? Because I gotta pee like a motherfucker.
There's a number on there?
Yeah, there's a little time.
Yeah, she's from here. She's from Petersburg, I want to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But she goes to school at Tech. That's how we met, so.
We back?
Yep, we're back.
Sounds
back in
good.
better.
Roy had to go touch his wiener.
I was getting a little too excited.
Yeah, I saw you over here picking at your dick the whole time you were talking, bro. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Hands above the table.
This shit gets me excited. I'm sorry.
Started picking at his foreskin and shit, sniffing his fingers. Weird ass dude.
The heart of cheese, like dick cheese.
Dick cheese. Oh, that's what it is.
You know what that is?
I'm circumcised, man. I don't have dick cheese.
I wasn't gonna say you had it. I was just saying. Have y'all heard of it?
That on me.
yeah. You got on that.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were saying I had it. My bad. Let me take that back. No.
Yeah, I'm tweeting that. Roy's got dick cheese.
Yeah, you should. I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
Bro, we've actually been getting some people talking shit.
Have we?
Really?
I asked for it and they came ready.
Oh shit.
That's okay. I've had a few hecklers, if you want to call them trollers. Whatever you want to call them.
Dude, that's good. That's a good sign.
It is a good sign.
But it also shows you it takes a confident person to actually support and say some positive shit. You know what I mean?
All of mine have been from burner accounts though, so I know people won't put their regular account, say some shit under their regular account. You know what I mean? It's somebody's second account that they just got a fake name, fake photo or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so who's talking shit though? I saw the shit from the Lords of Film.
Yeah, that guy, and then
that's understandable
the
because
other
people are very opinionated about films.
The black dudes that came on. They started talking shit, and this guy called me he's like, you're the youngest looking grandpa I've ever seen, or some shit like that. I was like,
I see it.
I was like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, hoops from. I'll read it out loud. I don't even know what the fuck he said.
Yeah, we should start a segment where we read roasts.
Yeah, let me go.
I'm pretty easily roastable, man. It's crazy how so many people are just intimidated. They're scared to say anything at all.
I feel so bad, man. I would have brought. I know y'all are drinking. I would have brought drinks.
Dang, you should have told them, Roy.
Yeah,
I know,
forgot,
Roy
bro.
fucked up.
Sorry.
I would have brought more too. I didn't even know you were coming. I thought it was just gonna be us two.
No, it's all good.
I would have brought something to smoke.
Shit.
Dude, we
Yeah,
haven't done
came
cigars
up
in a
here.
minute.
I know, we need to do that.
You smoke cigars?
Uh huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You go the cheap route, or you spend some money on it?
Damn,
I mean,
think you
no.
deleted it.
I mean, if I'm buying some for the podcast, I just buy cheap shit,
I got you,
$10
I got you.
cigars.
Yeah.
But if I'm like on vacation or something, we'll get good
You ball
shit.
out for
Yeah.
sure. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
I smoked a Cuban once. That was good.
Oh yeah.
So my
Oh yeah.
I want one.
Yeah.
So bad now. It was a crazy.
I'm like, yeah, I smoke black in my house.
Smoke blacks.
Fuck, I'm
One
just
time I
fucking
bought
around.
some. No, sometimes if we can't get
Well,
cigars,
that's podcast. We were smoking.
yeah, they tasted like shit though. Golly, I felt like I was from East Lubbock for a second.
My
Well.
first time smoking cigars, I didn't know you weren't supposed to like inhale. So I fucked I
Yeah.
threw up like
Yeah.
real quick.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you will. That shit's strong. Tobacco though, man, it's interesting. I'm not. I mean, I'm a. Never mind. Now I can't say shit because the kids are listening. God damn it.
I don't know about this one.
I feel bad talking about drugs when kids are listening.
Nah, fuck it. Let's
Come
do
on,
it.
they're
Because I'm pro drug.
Their parents.
Tobacco's a drug. And all I was going to say is like, there's just different drugs that complement each other well. And
Yes.
in my opinion, tobacco and alcohol are a pretty obvious
Fucking awesome.
combination. It's pretty
Awesome.
For
good.
me, it's tobacco and weed.
Tobacco and weed, yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know if you like backwoods. Like I like smoking a backwood, but obviously, you know, to smoke a backwood, you got to put a lot in it, and I ain't got cash like that right now.
Yeah,
So
spliffs.
So spliffs, cool, but not at a like I can't even really like sit there and smoke like Swishers or White Owls or anything like that. I can't. I just really can't. But I do like to smoke a joint and then go outside, smoke a cigarette.
Oh, I got
Yeah,
you.
you know what I'm saying? It's like that's kind of like the way I kind of get into it.
Yeah.
Right now, at least.
Yeah, see, it's a generational thing because I'm from the old school where it was like Swishers was all that there was. That's all there was, dog. No,
That's
we used
sick,
to roll
bro.
Phillies. We used to roll Phillies or Reggie. Like
Yeah.
fucking 4-gram blunts of Reggie in a Philly. And that's how we got down. And it tasted like
Oh
shit.
my God.
You would have a headache, bro.
I'll tell you, man. When I got out to Lubbock, can I even talk about this?
Yeah,
Whatever
talk
you
about
want
whatever.
to
This
talk
is
about.
Okay,
That's
okay.
Pirate Radio.
All
man.
right, cool.
It's up to
Kids
you.
are
Anyway.
listening, but they're the bad kids. So it's all
Yeah.
good.
No, so when I
when you're
first got out to
18.
Lubbock, man, I couldn't find shit that was like
No, but-
good.
Yeah.
Like I really just thought it was just Lubbock, and then obviously like as I got like more into like talking to different people, obviously I found like better plugs and shit
Connected
like
to
that.
the white boys with the dro.
But for me, it was like I wanted to stay away from them. Like when I first got here,
Oh,
because like I started talking to like frat dudes in my classes, and then they kind of put me on here, and then I was like, what are y'all smoking out here? And I come from Dallas, so it's like if your shit is not good out there,
Yeah.
they're like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So it was very different coming out here. I don't know if y'all just grew up smoking Reggie or if like
Oh no, I grew up smoking Reggie, but in terms of
That was a
like,
different time
I
for
haven't
you.
smoked Reggie in like 20 years.
see,
dog.
I
Like-
can't relate, man. I've never like grown up smoking bad shit.
Oh, okay, yeah, exactly. Because I'm 10 years older, so dude, you couldn't get dro. I remember dro was like the fucking. It was like an urban legend. Like you would hear about this other weed that was fluffy and it smelled like fruity pebbles.
Really, bro?
Yeah, for real. It's
hilarious.
Bro, I remember. I'll never forget. One of my homies came from Corpus, and he was older than me. And he was like, "Yeah, man, it's called dro, and they grow it in a fish tank, and all this other bullshit."
Yeah.
He's like, "It's lime green and it's real fluffy, and doesn't have any seeds or stems." And we're like,
You're like,
"Bitch,
get the fuck outta here.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
shit's
about?"
hilarious.
He's like, "It smells like fruity pebbles." Like, what the fuck, dog? And then a few years later, my cousin was like, "Hey, I bought this kind bud." He was calling it KB. And I was like, shit, okay. He had this little one hitter, bro. I barely hit it. I was high off my ass. I'm like, God damn, that's the way to go.
I also feel like it's getting stronger and stronger every day, man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I used to smoke. Like when I first got out here, I smoked heavy, man. Like I every day, and then like as like I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older or if they're just shit's just getting stronger, man. But I'll take like a few hits and I'll put it down. I'll be like, all right,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good for me, you know? Right?
Oh, yeah, weed strong as fuck now.
That's what I'm saying.
It's different. And that's why so many of the older cats hate on it. Like, oh, the shit y'all smoking these days, that shit will give you schizophrenia and shit.
Essentially, bro.
It will.
Essentially.
It has. There's been.
if you're
You
predisposed,
fuck around, you
got
start
that
listening
gene,
to Alex
man.
Jones and shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
If you got that gene, they're discovering that
That's
now.
true. No, I probably am schizophrenic. Now that I think about it, I listen to Alex Jones. I think everybody's.
I don't think that's a
reptile.
determining factor,
Oh,
but,
okay.
but I'm just fucking with you.
Good, okay, good. If that's the
my guy.
criteria, fucking sign me up.
That's my guy, but he fucked up on Sandy Hook.
Yeah, that's actually
though.
kinda sad.
I like you after that.
Yeah. Let's not get dark.
An Austin guy.
Well, I
talking
saw
about
this
drugs.
professor talking about it, and he actually, you probably heard the saying. Joe Rogan said it on his podcast. He was like talking about this professor, how he was talking about how like when you take some information from a source, you have to understand that not all the information they put out is going to be right. So it's like you pick and choose what you want, and like take the 10% and throw away the 90% of the bullshit. So it's like Alex Jones may have like a bunch of crazy shit he says, but there's truth here and there from in what he's saying.
That's why I like Charleston
Yeah,
White.
I mean,
Yeah, especially when people kind of get exonerated in a way. Like there's shit Alex Jones was saying a long time ago about the NSA, and everybody thought he
Epstein.
was crazy.
He was talking about Epstein and Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything that's fucking real. And then he fucked up. But that's
So let's get back to the sweet sticky icky.
let's do it.
How old were you when you started smoking?
Y'all gonna expose me? I was like 14.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think I was like I just got
Do
to
your
high
parents
school.
listen to your shit?
Every now and then they will. They're not consistent, but yeah, no, I'm not really tripping on like people knowing. I feel like it's more of like, who do I want to align myself with? Because I've even had the conversation, you know, people are like, oh, well, you need to go through social media and take down like this, and this, because, you know, you don't want companies that see you to like not want to work with you. But then I'm thinking like, you know, I don't really even want to work with the company if they don't align with my beliefs.
There you
So
go.
I just kind of like, I'm like, at this point, fuck it, you know?
Yeah, well, because I mean, it's almost like immature to even talk about or ask about, but really it comes down to just being authentic. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also, I feel like there's this stoner thing. Not a stoner. I shouldn't call it a stoner thing, but there's this thing amongst smokers where it's like we're 10%, 25% more likely to become friends if you smoke.
Oh,
I
yeah.
missed out on a lot of great.
Like people that don't
Yeah.
smoke, it's like
I missed out on a lot of great,
friendships.
a lot of great, like just people being like, you know, experiencing one because they would all gather to smoke.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was like,
yeah,
I
exactly.
never
I mean,
did.
all
I was
throughout
like,
high
a little
school.
subculture.
Yeah.
I missed out on that because I didn't smoke. So
When
yeah,
I
get
got
you.
here, yeah, like when I got here, that's how I would meet people. It's like, hey, bro,
Exactly.
you smoke?
That's
You know what I
really
mean?
that's what
And
I'm
then we'd
saying.
be
It
like-
brings people together.
Yeah, and then from there, that's a friendship because I mean
Yeah.
that's how I met some of my like closest friends. It's
Exactly.
like, you know, let's come over, let's have a little sesh, you know, and then that's that. And then from there, you just start hanging out more.
And it's always peaceful. It's always like,
It's always love.
yeah, it's always
sure.
love. That's really what I was trying to say. You did a really good way of articulating that. Thank you.
He's schooling us on the fucking Pirate
This dude's
Radio.
really,
God
he's
damn
really
it.
well spoken,
Shit.
man.
I'm actually
damn.
trying to work on it, man. I feel like, and this is something I want to say to like kids, man. I feel like throughout my like college life, like all the psychedelics and like, I guess weed's technically a psychedelic, so
sure.
I'll just say psychedelics I've done. Like, I feel like it's definitely affected the way I like speak, like in term like negatively. Like I think like I'm more spacey. I find myself like, you know, like tripping up on words and stuff like that, and I feel like at one point I was very much like more articulate, so I will say that is a negative side effect that I definitely think is real.
Yeah?
So yeah, and it could just be because I just smoke a lot, but
I think it's the bud, yeah,
you think so?
for sure. Now, that's what I noticed
Okay.
with myself. Because if you don't smoke for a few days, you can really notice a difference in the way that you speak and how much faster the words come. I can think like 3 sentences ahead whenever I'm not smoking.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. Also, like
wish.
dreams too. Like I don't dream
yeah.
when I'm smoking a lot, but now I got like crazy dreams now that I'm spacing it out. You know?
Yeah.
So
You will. That's a real thing.
yeah.
And they're intense too. They seem very vivid.
A little
Oh, yeah.
bit.
This shit's real. Do you dream a lot?
Every night.
Every night?
Well, technically,
goddamn
everyone
night.
dreams every night. It's just a
For
matter
sure.
if you
Do you
like,
remember it?
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember all my dreams all the time. I love my dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing some cool shit.
Are you like into like astral projecting and shit like that?
I can
Lucid
do it.
dreaming?
I can do all that.
Really?
Yeah, but I just.
Oh, you gotta put me on.
I can't do it, but I know when I'm doing it. I can like.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
So you don't
Saying-
control it.
Lucid dreaming though.
Sometimes
I can. I can. I'm
That
like,
shit's
oh,
the dopest, dude. That's a very psychedelic experience.
That's when it all comes out.
Yeah, you can explore creative avenues whenever you're half awake, half asleep, controlling your sleep, or maybe you're fully asleep. I mean, if you're dreaming, I guess you're in REM sleep probably. But do you ever look for certain cues when it comes to lucid dreaming? Like, have you ever had a recurring dream and you told yourself in the awake state that if you see this or that, then you'll know it's a dream?
Nah, it's just like a feeling. Like I know it. I can feel it.
Okay.
It's just the way like I see reality.
Things look a little foggy.
They look very foggy.
You see colors?
I see everything that I see, but it's just foggy. That's when I know. I'm like, oh, it's foggy.
That's your trigger. That's how you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. All right.
I've gotten to the point where I can like astral project. Like I think it's astral projecting. I don't even know if this is the right terminology, but it's like I'm like getting out of my body. But like I can see myself sleeping, but I can't go very far. A lot of people like say they can like travel, you know, do whatever the fuck, but like I can't move very much. What? Like I can see it, and then
hover over yourself,
and then I try and like move. I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like I know it's happening, and then I'm like, but I can't. I don't know why I just physically can't like move like certain ways. So it's like,
what? That's tripped out, bro.
But I think it's the insomnia. I think that definitely plays a lot into because I've been like having sleep paralysis a lot lately.
Yeah,
but
I think it's similar.
Yeah, I've never had the people say they see figures and shit like that. I never have that. I just have like the experience of just like not being able to move.
Yeah,
but
feeling heavy. Do you feel really heavy? Like your body's made of lead?
I don't know about lead. It's more like
something's on your chest.
It doesn't even feel like that. It feels like staticky, almost like have you ever seen like a TV that like the channels like can't change or whatever? It's like like that's how like your body feels, and you like can't fucking what?
Times were hard, dude. We didn't have no channels.
That's that schizophrenia right there.
I used to have a lot of sleep paralysis, and I'd have spiders crawling on me.
Oh, word.
That was the worst, and I would just be like, "Do it." Crawl him.
You let him crawl on you? That's
tough.
The
only way I could get out of it. I was like, just fucking do it. And
that's tough. That's psychedelic as well. Just
that's kind of what it feels like.
Submitting.
Without, I don't.
Well, I would see spiders. So I'm like, all right.
You would see them.
They would just crawl up.
Like on the Mummy. Oh no, those are
crawl
beetles.
up my face, and I'd be like, God damn it, this is sleep paralysis. Come on, just get it over with. And then they would crawl, and they would disappear, and I'd be like, all right, I'm back.
That's the devil, mijo.
It's something, man. I have a lot of weird, fucking wild dreams, man.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking shit crazy. I haven't had the death dream in a while, but I still think about that one.
Do you ever have wet dreams?
It's been a while.
I've never in my life had one.
Never?
Never.
Have you ever gone like 2 weeks without whacking it?
I remember when I had the wet dream.
That's probably what it is.
That is what it is. Trust me. Because, dude, if I go like 5 days without touching my wiener, I'll have a wet dream.
Do you live with your girl?
Yeah. So that's obviously...
You're out there crushing some tail, so you don't you don't have to.
It's not all like.
Is your sex life very active?
I'd say so. Yeah. I don't have any complaints. I just don't think living with your girl is like made out what it is.
Do you still watch porn?
Yeah. I think it's healthy. You don't think so?
I don't know. Living with your woman's different. I don't live with my girl, so I don't know.
I think she definitely gets a little upset sometimes, but
I'm just speaking for my own thing. Like I made that promise to myself when I do live with my girl, I'm not watching porn while I'm with her. That's just me. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't want to put you on blast.
No, I try to avoid it because I think when you've been with one girl for so long, I think it affects you. Like, it'll affect your sex life for sure. Because I've been with my wife for like 18 years. So it's been a minute. So it's like, I'm not talking about porn. I'm just talking about masturbation in general. Because if I don't jack off for like 3 days, then I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could fucking bring it. And like, it's the first time. Like, it's the first time we ever fucked. But if I'm whacking it like every other day, I feel like it's the opposite
for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's quite the opposite.
That's what I was thinking. It would be opposite.
I feel like it's opposite.
I just mean like sensitivity wise, like the sex is so much better when I haven't been jacking off. Yeah.
I like you feel it like the
sensation.
I got you. But I think that would make you end it quicker if that makes sense.
Do you watch porn?
No, I've never had a problem with that. No, I don't watch porn. I used to. I try not to. I feel
like that's another crusade out there that we got to end.
Well, because I did some research. I did some research, and it was talking about, I don't know, it could be bullshit, but it was talking about porn. Yeah, just like
it's all the dopamine.
The dopamine, and then the gray matter in your brain, and all kinds of bullshit.
It actually like resets your neurons and shit. It's weird.
So I've tried to avoid it for like the last 2 years.
We live in a society where like that's happening everywhere. It's not just
our
porn.
phones.
It's like TikTok. It's like
sure.
fucking
Well, the phone,
hitting a
yeah.
vape. It's like, you know, we have access to so much shit. I really don't.
Do you know who
think
Andrew
porn makes-
Huberman is?
Andrew
No.
Huberman.
Yeah, he's a
Maybe.
he hangs out with like Rogan and Friedman.
Oh,
and all
then
that.
yes, I've seen it.
But
Yeah.
he talks just about how like you're supposed to earn your dopamine.
Yeah.
Like
No, I think that's.
yeah,
I think
and that's what's wrong with porn. It's too
I could see
instant.
that for sure.
You gotta earn your. That's why that's why porn's bad.
But
'cause
also, like, I think that porn probably keeps a lot of crime from happening.
it does for me.
Post nut clarity is definitely a real
Post
thing.
nut clarity is a real thing.
Like if I ever hit the lotto, first thing I'm doing, beating off.
Yeah.
Then I'll see what I'm gonna do with my life.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say that like I do think that it may like subconsciously be a form of cheating. Like it's
third party polygamy. That's what Jordan Peterson said. Anyways,
I'm
gonna be quoting people.
I don't like Jordan Peterson, but keep going.
I'm just quoting him. It's
I think he's a.
You just basically said what I just said.
I'm not saying that it is. I'm because I'm an idiot. At the end of the day, I'm always gonna say
Well,
I'm
we're
an
all
idiot.
idiots at this table. so
Yeah,
it's all right.
true. But like I said, I it may be. I don't know. That's all
Why
I'm
don't you
gonna
like
say.
him?
I think that it's not that I don't like him specifically. I don't like his followers. Like I think he very much.
That's how I feel about Kanye.
That's fair. I'll take that. I'll take that.
I'm just tugging. This is naturalized tugging right now.
No, but it's more like you know, there's a lot of people that like get stereotyped for their followers, but I think he's definitely one where it's like.
Is it because he's Canadian?
No, I think it's just because his followers are incels, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying there's a big majority of them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired of
You like
seeing the
Peterson,
fucking TikToks.
Yeah, I
love him.
liked his book. Really, that's how I got to know Jordan Peterson, was by reading the 12 Rules of Life, and I found it pretty helpful. I agreed with a lot of what he was saying, especially in terms of like raising children and things like that, and the things that you should let your children be exposed to, and the way that you should build them up and teach them to think. But when it comes to like trying to hear him talk now in these clips, I just got tired of it. His cadence is just a little too difficult.
I think that's what it is for me. It's not necessarily like his. It may not even be the followers. I think maybe I'm just saying followers because it's pushed so heavy. Like on TikTok, it's like I'm fucking tired of seeing him.
Yeah.
That's what I guess. That's probably a better.
And that's
way
pretty
to
much
say it.
how I think we all got with Andrew Tate as well.
Yeah.
I mean, too much of anything,
I don't
it's
like
just
his followers at all.
Even if I agree with you, shut the fuck up, get out of my face.
Yeah, it's almost like. And then
Oversaturated.
most definitely. I feel like even if I'm scrolling through like. I don't know if y'all get a lot of like porn on Twitter. If y'all even have Twitter, I don't know. Some people say they don't like it, but like if I'm scrolling in like public,
Twitter.
if someone's behind me, like I'll feel weird about scrolling through Twitter. I'll just scroll through Instagram because I feel like it's gonna come up. You know, even if I don't like follow it, it's like somebody else is gonna put it on my TL, and I feel like that's how I feel with like the Andrew Tate shit with Jordan Peterson. If it comes up on my TikTok when I'm in public, I'm like, I feel like people are like, that's a weird ass dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
That's
I love
funny.
Twitter. Twitter's one of my favorites.
Have you ever accidentally opened up something or like, you know, the audio is just blaring as soon
Oh,
as you
yes.
open it? That's the worst, dude.
Yes. I did it. I just started a new job and I had orientation. There was like 10 people in orientation. It happened to me for sure.
And, you know, some people send it as a prank, you know, it's like
Hell
somebody
yeah, that shit's
moaning or
funny.
Well,
something.
I got lucky because everybody like started laughing like with me. I was like, oh, my bad. And like everybody started laughing with me, you know, and like I think I got like kind of like an icebreaker there. So I got lucky for sure, but it could have been so much worse.
Was it like a chick moaning or something? Or was it
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
Dude, it's funny. I remember in the 2000s, whenever the cool thing was to have like a song on your ringtone. And some people still have that shit. You know, my father-in-law, he's old school. So we'll be somewhere and his shit will just start blaring out some crazy ass song. I'm like, God damn.
That's hilarious,
It's
bro.
embarrassing me over
I
here.
miss those days, bro.
Yeah, simpler time.
That little white fella.
For sure.
Dude, things were so much more simple. Like, that used to be fascinating. Oh shit, you can ringtone, you know what I mean? That shit was cool. You had to go download your MP3 ringtone, and then you would assign a different ringtone for each person that was calling. Like, the simpler time.
Oh yeah, most
Simpler
definitely,
times.
most definitely. And then I remember when they like first came out with emojis, crazy.
Dude, I'm
crazy.
corny. I use emojis, bro. I just realized emojis were corny.
Yeah, I
apparently.
just figured that out too, man.
Dude, I
I mean,
use emojis.
I know
lot.
I'm young, but like, there's a new generation coming up that even I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Maybe I don't want to sound like an old head or anything. I just think there's definitely a generational like gap for
Dude,
sure.
it's interesting because now I get to see kind of what it's like because now I am a little bit older.
You are.
And, you know, there's different things that come with that. And one of the things is I remember being really young.
You want a nicotine pouch?
Okay,
And it just seemed like
I'm like I quit.
it seemed like older people were just haters. Like I just always saw older people as like, nah, you're just a hater.
You know, it's funny you say that. I can't wait to be an old hater.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
become
be
an old hater. That's what I'm saying.
I
It's
can't
like,
wait to be that
You look
guy.
at the younger generation and you just like, you think that this is the thing about being older, and it's not, I'm not saying it's accurate or correct, but it's something, it's a phenomenon. You think that younger people are transparent and you think you have them figured out. I don't, because I understand how that works, but it's a natural thing that you have to kind of resist. And there is also that thing where it's like, you see whenever young people are afraid to express themselves because they're not confident enough. And so they're like trying to call things not cool. Because the coolest people aren't sitting around talking about what's not cool.
Right, but I also feel like we're doing the same thing to them if we do that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like we don't know what's going on over there, so we're automatically like, oh, that shit's corny. Like whatever the fuck y'all this new generation's listening to is corny.
Yeah.
Because I send back and forth. Like I try and put my dad on like the shit I listen to, and you know he's barely getting to the point where he's like accepting it. But then even now, like I'll have like my homie's like little brother is putting me on to like different shit, and I'm like, what is this? So I can see how it's like super easy to fall into like that. Oh, this is like, you know, this is whack or whatever.
Yeah,
what the new kids are doing is
What
whack.
is the new
you know?
shit they're listening to?
Like Yeet, Babytron, like all these just new kids coming up, man.
I have no idea who those people are.
No, but what I was getting at is like, it's almost like the young people think it's cool to call certain things whack. And I think that's whack because, like I was saying, if you're an interesting person or if you're a cool person, you're not sitting around hating on shit. You get what I mean?
Right.
It's not what you do. You express what you like. You put people on to things that you find interesting. But to spend energy and time like, oh, this is corny, that's corny. Like, I see that a lot with the young kids.
Have you ever asked like a girl like where she wants to eat? And she just tells you all the places like she doesn't want to go to.
Yeah.
And it's like,
sure.
well, I don't want to hear that shit. Where do you want to eat? You know, it's like that
yeah.
same energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like that about, you know, honestly, it's almost like a cultural thing. And it's almost an American thing at this point of just like talking about things that you don't like. Because people want to have an opinion and it's easy to criticize.
Yeah. Saying this shit's corny, this shit's stupid.
Yeah. Fuck.
I guess we're getting old.
It's ironic. Yeah, I'm old, dude.
I feel old. I know y'all are gonna be like, shut the fuck up, but like I really do when it comes to like this newer generation. Like I feel like I'm holding my Kanye album and they're like, shut the fuck up, old man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
like
you.
that's how I
true.
feel.
That's true. What was your favorite Kanye album of all time?
Y'all are gonna hate me if you are a Kanye fan, but I think of all time, to listen to on a day-to-day basis, it's got to be Life of Pablo. But his best album of all time is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I think that's
Probably my favorite album.
hell yeah. I think it's like that album's my top 5 albums of all time.
Yeah, hell yeah. Kanye's pretty good. I don't know. I think that I can't really pick an album. I just like certain songs. You know what I mean? If I had to pick an album, though, it'd probably be Graduation just because I was so young whenever it came out.
Yeah.
I used to jam the shit out of it.
It's a good album for sure.
It was a good vibe waking up in the morning when you're in high school.
Hell yeah.
So,
It's got a song Morning on it.
Kanye for going so goddamn crazy.
Oh, good morning. Yeah.
Wish he hadn't said what he said about the Jews.
yeah, I
Whatever.
don't know. It seems like it's just publicity stunt. Like you won't hear
He's
nothing
getting
from him.
dropped by everybody so he can be his own person. I was going to bring that up earlier, but I forgot.
Is he gonna get?
That's
on
okay. I didn't want to press you on the subject because I know you
It's
said you
not
wanted
e-
to do a different podcast about it.
Yes, that's what it was. I'm going to do the
Is he gonna get on
Snakecast.
Donald Trump's platform now?
True Social.
Oh, I thought he bought Parler.
He bought
Kanye
Parler,
bought Parler.
Oh, okay.
but Elon bought Twitter, so everybody's coming back, so it doesn't even matter.
And then did you see what Elon tweeted? the picture of like him and Kanye doing like the Super Saiyan thing, and it was like Parler and Twitter, and he was like, "We're gonna make a bigger app called the Everything app or something like that."
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hashtag freedom of speech.
It's fucking chess, not checkers, huh?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shit, I'm all for it, man. We need people with money to make some moves.
Yes, finally. God, I'm ready for Twitter to be fucking cool again. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
It's getting sick of that shit.
Yeah, I haven't been on there in a minute.
Bring back number 45 and we'll be all right.
That's a controversial one.
Just
right
bring
there.
him back on Twitter.
Number 45.
Donald Trump, President
Oh, okay.
45.
Sorry, I was like,
Yeah,
what are you
man.
talking about?
It's okay. That's that Lubbock education.
Donnie. That's my
I'm just
guy.
playing with you, man. I was resting.
Donald Trump.
He's gonna beat you up.
Oh
Man.
no, I'm not educated. Hell no, I got an eighth grade education. No, I don't think it fits. If
Well,
you
man.
can't tell I'm ignorant by now.
I appreciate you coming and
Yes,
doing.
sir.
I
Yes,
thought
sir.
I forgot we were doing Pirate Radio. I almost thought we were doing Snake Pit for a minute. But
Yeah, dude, it's a pleasure to meet you, brother. I'm gonna
Hell
check
yeah.
out your shit
Hell
for
yeah.
real.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
It's my shit's not this sophisticated, I promise you. But
do you,
I don't got
do you
it.
work tomorrow? Are you free tomorrow?
tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
Friday.
Friday.
I don't think I'm doing anything.
Come by and we'll do the Snake Cast. I'll do it with you. We can talk about Kanye and
Let's do it.
more in depth
Let's do it.
earlier in the morning,
I'm with it. What time?
like around lunchtime. When
Yeah.
are you free?
Yeah, I'm free tomorrow.
Let's do like 1 o'clock.
Sounds good.
We'll do Snake Cast and we'll
Sounds
talk
good.
about my guy Kanye.
I'll be working. Sorry, won't be here.
Alrighty, man. Yeah, again, thank you for being here.
Hell
This is Pirate Radio, not. I forgot. So this is Pirate Radio.
Are you
See
gonna put
guys.
something right here?
You guys can if you want, or should
No,
I?
you
Should
should. Yeah, put it
Yeah.
back
It's
in.
his shit. He's like, yeah, I can.
Yeah. All right, man.
But hell yeah,
Thank you for
having
being
me,
here.
man. For sure.
Culture Vultures on YouTube.
Hey, come to fucking
Come-
Fools and Ghouls.